Book of Sweet.
So there I was.
Oh, I need to switch the channel.
Where were you?
Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
where were you?
Barbecue sauce.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
I was in Carson's apartment. I saw what he does in there. It was truly vile. None of you viewers should know about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You were lucky to get away alive. I won't make that mistake again.
is it Carson?
This
with
is the
knife
answer I
in his-
went for.
Carson with a knife in his bedroom. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I have a knife
do
in my
keep,
bedroom, too.
I do keep a machete on my bedside table, just for insurance.
Just in case
Makes
you
you
need
feel
a
any
late
better
night
if you go
shave.
longbow next to mine.
A long
Is it
bow, my
strong?
Not right now. That
See,
would
I
be.
was gonna say, that's not
That
safe.
was the
Yeah, no.
super funny, like walking back into the apartment and like Carson's like watching Gravity Falls or something, but he's also like got a skull in one hand and like a
Oh
knife
yeah,
in the other.
Agent Scully. Well, that's the thing.
Oh
When I
god,
was-
I forgot about Agent Scully.
in the first couple months of quarantine, when I was really just, going down the toilet up here, I was just sitting on the couch drinking beer all day and holding a knife, just like.
Well-
I just need to
Yeah,
remind
just
you that
chilling
you
in the
just said
kitchen.
that on what amounts to live television.
Live TV.
Yeah, this will come back to bite me someday.
Yeah.
Well, on that
We
note,
got him.
hello everyone. Do an
It's a
actual
metaphorical knife.
introduction. I'm Logan. NeverSayDice. This is our actual D&D play, Sharn Nights. We're in the final stretch, so it's going to be a wild ride for the next few sessions. We're on session 29. Unbelievable. And this
Day 29. Let's hear
campaign's
it for
about
day
a
29.
Couple of announcements. You probably saw most of them, but I will recap a few of them that I want to make mention of. I have a new adventure out in the DM's Guild, called A Royal Ransom. It's a nice little twist on Princess Kidnapped and Held for Ransom. Thanks for
Princess
subscribing.
Very good.
There is an encounter compilation or an encounter supplement on the DM's Guild that I worked on called Tales from the World's End. It's full of all sorts of eldritch horror and ooky spooky encounters. That was a lot of fun to work on. Unfortunately, today or yesterday was the last day of the discounted price, but you can still get it at a fairly reasonable price. Very fun encounters that are a nice twist on a lot of what the normal D&D twists and tropes you see. If you like our Shadows over Driftchapel campaign, you will like that supplement. So, command, exclamation point, World's End, no punctuation, no spaces. Oh gosh. There's no Let's Make this week because I have some friends coming into town and I won't be able to stream.
Stream you hanging out with your friends. Everything is content.
I don't know about that. Just get them to stand behind me. Well, T-pose behind me.
I mean, isn't that what we're gonna do? Not this weekend, but the next. You're just gonna
T-pose?
stream while we all just stand behind you.
Oh, I thought you meant T-pose.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. You'll notice Xavier's not here. He has no internet.
Me neither. But,
Jacob also doesn't have internet. That's why he might seem choppy and buggy a little bit. He has half internet. He has diet, sugar-free, caffeine-free internet.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm using my
20 seconds
hotspot.
at a time.
Xavier and I both moved, not to the same place, but at the same time. We both accepted jobs in different places where we were.
I don't know why that sounds a little sketchy for some reason.
Why does that?
I don't
No,
know.
that's the truth.
Just
We
the-
both accepted jobs in different places that we were. Then we were. That's not sketchy. That's just a truth.
All right. Well,
I don't know. I didn't think it was sketchy until Logan said something, but
Yeah.
it's not adding up.
we both just happened to get hired in a similar area doing different jobs. Sounds like
We're
you're.
not even in a similar area. He lives like an hour from
That's
me.
pretty similar in the grand
Jacob's
scheme of
joining
things.
a Program.
Yeah. Yeah,
What even
and
is that?
we both just have to get 10 people to work beneath us. We're kind of like a regional manager, and then they each hire.
Yeah. You guys want to join in on my pyramid scheme?
Yeah, you have a down payment, of course. I'm sure.
Of course, of course.
You are now your own business.
You're now your own boss.
I've actually become a small business owner.
Yeah.
You
My
bought a
business
mattress
is
frame?
scamming dummies. Would you like to be scammed, gentlemen?
Bought a mattress firm.
Mattresses, everybody needs them.
It just hella thundered here. Hopefully my power doesn't go out. It does that sometimes. We will see.
Todd has invested in one Hollywood video.
I've actually started my own form of cryptocurrency. It's called Todd Coin.
Yeah.
If you send me a down payment of $1 million, you yourself can own Todd Coin.
And it's literally just like a thing from Paint that just has like a circle with Todd in the middle.
A
Yeah.
poorly drawn image of me with thumbs up, like,
That's as legitimate as literally every other crypto.
yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, no, there are content creators that are scamming people with crypto right now. So like, I could do it.
Yeah. I was thinking, if we had a bigger audience, we might be in some legal trouble.
True.
Speaking of bigger audience, good segue, Carson.
Yeah, but
You'll see that up there in the corner, we have a follower goal to reach 125 followers by the end of the month, which is only a couple days away to reach 9 more followers. So, even my players here, get someone to come join into the stream and follow. And if we reach 10 viewers, asterisk, then I have to use the word of the day for the rest of the stream 10 times. The word of the day is urbane. We did this on... Do what?
Definition? Can I get it in a sentence, please?
Urbane. It's sort of like, you know, fancy and uptight, things like that.
Are you just saying urban with
like
more swag?
Yes, I'm saying urban with more
You can't
swag.
just put on E in the end of things and say it's a word, Logan.
I think that's how a lot of words got
90% of
created,
English
Jacob.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the... Anyways.
Oh, Mr. Linguist over here.
It's like a
Shakespeare
posh t-shirt.
Shakespeare legitimately just said, "Yo, English, you're too small. We need more."
We need more of this.
Galore.
He wants you to be more thick.
So, if we reach 10 viewers, I have to use the word of the day 10 times by the end of the stream. Gotta reach 125 followers by the end of the month. So that way I can start unlocking
Harangue
some
your
more.
friends and family.
Oh, the asterisk I mentioned, a little footnote. 10 followers, 10 viewers, not including my players. So we technically need 16 viewers in the
Alright.
chat.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I was watching a Minecraft stream, but I guess I can switch over.
Do what you say.
Ooh, what you say. Besides that, not
I hate it here.
much else going on. You're my
like that,
Patreon.
Alan?
Got plenty of stuff coming out this week. Very
yeah,
pumped about.
you
I'm
gave
trying out
a-
some new layout stuff and some new content stuff.
You gave Carson a cool new feed. You
I
should
did give
subscribe to his
Carson a
Patreon
new cool
and,
feat that he will hopefully have a chance to
Wait,
use
what is
today.
there even to watch in a Minecraft stream?
Minecraft, Alan.
Yeah.
It's
It was
mostly just
like-
people playing Minecraft while trying to be funny.
And
they are
succeeding.
sometimes-
Yeah.
Succeeding, yeah.
I lied. It
You
was a
ever heard of
Roblox
Yogg
stream.
scammers?
Damn.
Arguably better.
I wanted you guys to think I was cool, so I said it was Minecraft, but no, it was Roblox.
Oh shit! I need to
Stream
change
the
up my
Lego
hot tub
Indiana
stream.
Jones 2 menu.
I hate it here. Part 2.
I'm subscribed to the sleeping stream. I'm just trying to live vicariously.
Whenever this happens, it's like we're all cooking in the same kitchen without a recipe, and like you taste test whatever we're making. You're like, that's not bad. Here's some cumin, and like no regard for what it actually tastes like or what's going on.
We're making French toast. Where did that come from?
Every now and again, someone's like, I'm gonna dump this fish in the pot.
Oh, I accidentally just made a Drake and Josh joke when they were making like pancakes or something, and it's like,
Yeah,
I
that's what I
said
thought.
cinnamon. Anyway.
So for some reason, Travis wants to do the recap. He messaged me separately about it to say that he wanted to do
Can
it.
Travis do the recap in song?
No.
I'm a little scared about what's going to happen, but I guess we'll let him do it.
Solicitation.
Oh, no.
We went. Varian went in acting like Ithronel to some like random shop. And he somehow survived. I don't really know how, but we found that the husband is a swordsman. Ooh, big scary dude.
I don't think they were married. I think they were just lovers.
No, their husband. It's his husband.
There was a ring on his finger.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a promise ring. We don't
He
know.
doesn't.
We don't
He
know.
doesn't cook. He doesn't clean. But let me tell you how he got this ring. But there's killing people.
Yeah. Murder. Funnily enough.
There's something about that in Oleg's voice.
He's killing people.
We found out that the ghost who's part of the shop is her dad. I don't know how anatomy works. Shopkeep is the mom. We stole the sword from the scary dude who has weird magic because he was from some other place and he looks fucked up now because of it. We have recordings of the evidence from there, so we have like voice recordings on little devices. Ithronel hadn't actually been there in like weeks or months, and we now have a meeting with her husband in like a couple of days, or Ithronel does, that she doesn't know about, so that's kind of cool. While that was happening, while the sword was being stolen, it was kind of almost caught. That was, or maybe was caught.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was, but it's also like, if it was, oh well.
We find out later. It was pretty cool, actually. Donovan moved down the kill list. It was good.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. While that was happening, me and Spike talk. Spike is no longer pirate. He now just has normal voice, and he's going to therapy. We have a side mission that we're probably gonna just dip out for at some point. In Old Sharn, we have some artifacts from the nation of Deacon, and 20 gold pieces a piece, and that's gonna be cool. Some dude named Roland Riddlemore was the guy who hired us. So, and now we're going to Dark Lanterns to drop off Big Series Squad.
Good work, Travis. Good work, Travis.
Oh, thank you.
So heading over to Andith Tower with the sword, disguises. I assume you got rid of all disguises and things, so you're not just Ithronel and crew flying through the sky. Whenever you arrive, Killian, you would probably know that this matter would probably be best handled directly with Usid. So as you arrive and walk down the stale hallways, you ask if Usid's in, and yes, she is in, even though it's like 9 o'clock at night, closing in on 10. You know that she tends to sleep on the couch in her office and just have late nights and work when she can.
I'm getting extra coffee to hand to her.
You run into that new version of the creamer bot with all the new flavors and stuff.
Arabica.
Yep.
Land O'Lakes half and half creamer. Which I guess, is that like creamer blood?
Well, now that you've said it.
Okay, well, it's a robot that serves coffee. That it would presumably run on some sort of arcane system or have like oil in it.
No,
Right,
the coffee is the
but-
oil.
You know
You
what?
know
I'm
how,
thinking to them. Yeah,
like-
it's
These are
creamer blood,
questions I
creamer
don't
blood.
want the answer to.
You know how like in the Alien movies, like all the androids have like this white milky blood, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like that,
Brad. Thanks.
but like half and half.
But half and half. Oh God.
Dude, Creamer's gonna turn on us.
I just really like the idea that you cut up in a vein and it's half and half. You cut up in a vein and it's like caramel.
That'd
The
be the
flavor
most delicious
syrups.
murder.
Yeah, just different
Yeah.
syrups and different veins in his
He's
arm.
gotta leave an active lifestyle, or else he'll get like a clot.
It curdles.
Oh, kernels, no.
So you arrive at Andith Tower, you get coffee from the second edition of the Creamer Bots, and make your way upstairs to Yusid's office, knocking on the door. You do find her in her normal civilian clothes like you saw her earlier, but of course just waking up from a nap where she folded out her sleeper sofa in her office.
I say, "Hey, yo, home skillet," and I hand a coffee.
You see that she was going to make some smart comment about what you said, and then just takes the coffee and lets it go. And of course, it is difficult to obscure a greatsword.
Did we all get to go in, or just killing?
Oh yeah, all you can go in. The rest of you are sort of contract agents.
So I guess hand over the sword, but also hand over the community crystals that we recorded to me and Varian, I guess, and Cornelius would turn in the community crystals for a moment so she could listen to all the audio we recorded.
Okay. So replay some of the audio for her. The sword leaning up against her desk. You see that the entire time she has just a light in her eyes. Her dark hair is like kind of pulled back in a bun. It's messy. Her eyes are bloodshot. She truly just looks terrible. But she actually has a bit of like, hey, yeah, we got this in her eyes, on her face as she's listening to it all.
I feel like on the ride back, to like backtrack a little bit, I feel like at least Donovan, I would be like, we fucking did something in there. We got him. It was, I gotta say, even for me, it was really hard to hide how excited I was that we got that information.
I was mostly, yeah, a bit of an adrenaline high, but also terrified of being found out, so...
Kid, you killed it. You were great.
Thanks.
Perfect.
I am just acutely aware that something. I don't think it's gonna be enough. Like
No.
sure, this will pin to one thing, but it's not. There's still so much we don't understand.
I
we
think
don't
that
know.
that is true, but I also think that this is gonna be. This is going to be enough. Especially, I got the feeling when I was dimensioning Doring many times in a row that I think that her mom picked up on it. I got a feeling that her mom picked up on it. And if she did, then she's going to probably detect something was wrong and get in touch with the real Ithronel. And if we have to... I don't know, force her hand, so to speak, then she's going to do something sloppy. Because this is the first time that we've had a head up on her.
I mean, she also could just find a theatrical way to easily kill us now that we have broken into her family home.
Yeah,
That's
might
her,
up
her
us
plan.
a little bit.
That's her mistake to make.
See, the thing is, getting sloppy could still mean more deaths. We need to...
You mean like
That's-
her casually slicing your neck without anybody noticing and almost killing you? Seems
Yes,
real sloppy
why-
that time.
Yes, Oleg, that's what I mean. More of that.
That's why when we turn the sword in, maybe this will be enough to at least like bring her in for questioning or something.
I did turn into the Dark Lanterns at some point the like vial of poison that I got from his neck. I know that it wasn't not the vial of poison, but like the droplets of poison that I got from his neck.
Whatever traces.
The traces, just so you are a Logan. I don't know if I ever vocalized that, but if I hadn't until now, then I assume I'd do it now.
Yeah. Grab some lab tech and be like, hey, take this.
Yeah.
This is important. Don't lose it.
An empty creamer cup.
Don't open the bottle.
Yeah, it's in a little empty coffee cup that you just...
Yeah.
No, it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Do not drink.
I kind of imagine I would try, not that it exists in this world, I guess. I would try to have like scraped a little bit on his neck to see if there was any residue, maybe from her like crusty ass fingernails, maybe.
Yeah, it's very clear she doesn't wash her hands.
She poisoned you, and she didn't wash her hands.
I just imagine
Yeah.
for her to be able to slice your neck, maybe she has like that one crack finger that she has.
Varian lives through the nectar of the Mornland, but dies to E. coli.
Oh shit. Oh boy, oh boy. So yes, you can do that. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss on the way before we proceed with speaking to you, Sid?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Oh, did we update her on the thing with that guy?
Oh,
Gav
yeah.
and Sim.
Oh, we should say you. I mean, you were there for that, which we don't even know about.
Well,
that, so
you
should tell.
contacted agents and other people, guards, to come out and
Okay. Wait,
Continue.
thought
I don't
told the
think-
group.
we didn't get to discuss it at length because we were kind of like
yeah.
in
But
the
you
middle of
definitely
something.
mentioned it.
We definitely discussed it at least briefly last session.
Okay.
Do we think that that Gav did that like to clear their own, like to save their own hide and disappeared, or like what do you think the deal with that was?
Gav is a duplicitous being, and I'm not sure speculating on their intentions will get us much. All I
Yeah,
know
and
is that the very prospect of having a doppelganger out there, perhaps once again back on Ithronel Donna's side, is bad for us. I should perhaps try scrying on them when you get the chance. Although, I mean, even if they don't sense the spell, there's every chance that they could appear as a different person by the time we found. So,
yeah, and
Is there a
My-
way
my-
we can get access to Sim's body?
I think that's a Killian question.
Killian, did you investigate the body for like the wounds and stuff? Like, what kind of deal was it?
It was. I wrote it down.
Nice.
I remember. I want to see what Alan wrote down, though.
Okay. A deep knife wound, and it looks like he had the same poisoning as Varian got.
Okay.
I could not find the knife. So this is, yeah.
Maybe after. Well, here's the question: Do we think that it would be worth investigating the murder, Sim's murder, or do we think that it's better to do something else?
I mean, what else would we do at this point?
I mean, it's another lead.
Do still have a question that needs to be answered. Can we get access to the body?
Oh. Killian?
Killian,
Is
what
it-
you would know is because of the nature of the death and what's going on, it probably would have been brought here to Andith Tower for further dissection and examination.
All right. Do I need any special paperwork to see the body?
Nah.
All right. This way, guys.
You want to do that before or after sword drop off?
Let's do short
Oh.
drop off first.
Sword
Yeah,
drop off for
probably.
sure first.
That's the legend
100%.
of false
Sword
snap
on
going
shoulder.
on.
Can we look at that body,
Yeah.
please?
Do you mind?
Nothing funny, officer.
No, it's nothing illegal.
Nothing
officer.
illegal, officer.
That's
I
right.
almost went to jail because of that. I just want y'all to know.
Woo!
Anyway,
So
That's not a good stream story.
No, it's not a good stream
statute of
story.
limitations. It's probably fine. But
So
anyway,
back standing in Yusid's office, the recordings stop. Her office falls silent as she's leaning over her desk. And you can tell she's bursting, wanting to speak and give her opinion, but since you guys freshly just came from this scenario, she silences herself and says, "So what are your thoughts first before I give my governmental law enforcement opinion?"
I feel like since yours is like probably the one that matters most, and it doesn't really matter what we think at this point. I'd like to hear what you and Killian have to say about this sequence of events before we.
my
Discuss
knowledge
further.
of Sharn legal codes is not quite up to snuff, if unfortunately. So I'm not sure what kind of case we've got. It feels like we need more.
I would agree. I think we've got enough for like a questioning, but not enough to put her away.
She looks at Killian, looks at the rest of you, and gets a little smirk, a little smart-ass smirk on her face. And says, "Well, you're a real pessimistic lot." And she reaches into her drawer, slams it open, and pulls out a bottle of liquor and sets it on the desk. Because you have done a damn fine job, and it is worth celebrating. And she starts pouring out glasses, and she says, Yes.
I'm suspicious.
Yeah, as she's doing this.
Insight check.
Yeah, same deal. I'm not insight checking. I'm mind linking with Killian and asking, is this normal behavior for her?
I'm
Is
insight
this normal
checking.
behavior for her?
Go ahead, Donovan and Killian make an insight check as Yusid is pouring out some drinks.
Let me get my
Would,
dice.
would
Some shots.
Killian would Killian have advantage because Killian knows Yusid very well?
It'll just be
Yeah.
a little bit easier for him. I'm not gonna worry about advantage too much, but I will take that into
my God.
consideration.
Wait, did Alan not give his dice
He
out?
did. He was like, "I didn't get my dice out." Which,
Uh,
while we're taking a minute, what color dice should I use tonight, guys?
The worst one.
Magenta.
Whichever one's
Magenta is a
I-
great color. Don't do
I
that.
can't
to-
see. I can't
Puce.
see what colors they
Fuchsia.
are.
Do you
What
puce?
fuchsia?
Puce is
Yeah,
a
what-
bad color.
Fuchsia.
Puce is a bad color.
Got red dice.
Whatever one fills you with the most joy.
Fuchsia.
Whichever one rolls the worst.
How about this? Whichever one has you coming to my home quicker.
Which is fuchsia.
Oh.
Oh, okay, that's where this is.
How about Travis
Wait,
colored
what?
dice?
What check?
Guys,
is it?
I think I've been thinking about this for a while, but I think Travis might be horny, guys.
We're all driving down to his home to have just a big old orgy
Logan, not on stream.
as our D&D characters.
As our you have to be in character.
We have to
Yeah.
roll
Yeah.
dice to perform certain acts.
Damn.
Performance check. I got
Don't they
you.
make those?
Hello, I'm here for the
Don't
orgy.
they make those?
Oh no.
Roll for fellatio.
Oh god.
Hey, how y'all
Icewind Dale,
doing?
Orgy of the Frost Maiden.
What was the skill check again?
Ride of the Frost Maiden.
Insight,
Oh,
Alan.
no.
Insight.
Okay.
God, Jesus
I
Christ.
got a 28.
Nice.
Some characters will just roll at disadvantage just because.
Just cause.
I got a character sheet somewhere. Okay. 24.
Incredible.
Do you need a search for that, Ellen?
It's 24.
Donovan, you haven't known Usage very long, but from what you can tell, there's nothing besides this strange celebratory nature. There's not anything that's catching you as off, nothing that's, causing your gut to tighten or anything. From Killian, she is not the one to celebrate as openly as this, But from what you know about how she's sort of been part of this case on like a hope and a prayer, because there hasn't been too much to go on. There's even some people in the King Citadel who are like, that's nothing. It's just some revolutionary who get their jollies and then quit. Stuff like that. And so she's like, no, there's something here. And so she's kind of been doing a lot of this on gut instinct. And now that it's gone through and it's actually turning up stuff, she's like, yes! I'm right!
Like, it was the first time it's like, this is an actual thing. It's
Yeah.
not just all circumstantial.
Yes.
After that, I gladly take a drink.
I was thinking, like, at the very least, if this would not hold up in, like, a court, like, if news of that sword being, you know, with Ithronel came out, like, the public would definitely be, like, in an uproar, I feel like.
Exactly.
It's like, that was a fucking slaughter.
Yes.
And then hands out his travel mug and so, you know, implies to pour it in.
Get an Irish coffee at 9:30 at night.
Yeah, a hot toddy.
And I'll bring out my alchemist supplies and test to make sure that it's not poison.
Travis, make a check with that. It'll be intelligence and then
So
proficiency.
paranoid.
I'm extremely paranoid. You said what? It's intelligence plus what?
And proficiency. If you're proficient, I assume you are.
I am, yeah.
Or you wouldn't be pulling them out.
It doesn't matter. I roll absolute trash.
It's poisoned, Oleg.
I rolled a 5.
You put in the little pH slip, it comes out red. That means bad.
I will immediately look at it and be like, if everybody else is dying.
Oleg, I think your drink is pregnant.
I'll hand it over. I'll hand it over to her and say, like, do you mind taking a sip just real quick?
I try. You put in the slip, it comes out 2 pluses. Like,
Congratulations.
she takes it from you, takes a shot, and then pours you the next shot and gives it to you.
Canadian mist.
So I'm assuming that like this is good then.
She says it's great. It's okay. So even with the recordings, it all seems fairly circumstantial. This woman that you were talking to, she knows Ithronel. Ithronel comes by here, and they know what she's doing, but it's kind of the fact that they just know each other. It's not concrete enough. But what is concrete enough, and this is what I think will really throw us in the lead.
The fact you said it was her mom?
I think the connection to Ray's.
Well, with that, at the very least, we can get her mother on harboring a fugitive and bring them both in.
Let's go!
This makes me kind of cringe, I got to be honest. It is good, but I feel like she has so much, so much influence. She would just be able to out of there.
What was that, Oleg? Dwarvish. I never learned it.
Why are you drinking your drink like that?
Yeah, it's just him with a baby straw in it.
With a shot glass.
Oleg is just like sitting there like aerating it as he drinks. Like,
but counterpoint, we do have to remember that King Citadel's bigger than Sharn. Just because she might be able to do that to the Sharn Watch with her influence here in the city. I mean, this is the freaking King Citadel. Sharn isn't their only place. They're way bigger than this. They're way bigger than this place. They're the whole damn country. I don't think she can influence her way out of the King Citadel's grip. Sharn Watch, maybe. You can't trust Sharn Watch far as you can throw him. But this...
I also think...
yeah, just ask
sorry,
Bob.
continue.
What's that?
Mom.
Who's that?
What?
Who?
Is
Just
that
a
khaki
buddy.
guy?
Oh, just a buddy.
I haven't met this character.
Varian, you wouldn't
Would
like
you
him
like
very
to?
much. He just talks about khakis all the time.
So Usted pipes back up, says, I don't know who this is, but
Baron says khakis.
Oleg brings up a good point though about her influence, because if we move in to try and arrest this Ray's fellow and her mother, I mean, we've seen how quickly she can change her methods and change her perspective. If it makes a big stink about her, presumably her mother and lover or husband getting brought in for questioning or arrested, there's no telling what she could do.
I think that if we're gonna get her, we need to somehow reduce the amount of pull or firepower, manpower she has. We found out that she's working with the Order of the Alley, those shadowy people doing vigilante work.
Yeah.
So, and she's got Rays on her side, right? I'm thinking, if we want to really make sure that this is a surefire thing, we need to do a little bit of subterfuge beforehand.
And you know what? Listen back across those recordings about the way they talk about the Boromar.
Exactly.
You want to turn public opinion against them. You turn one of the biggest and most influential families amongst the common people against her, and she starts losing major support that way. At
The way I
very
see
least, it may not be the Order of the Alley out of the way, and it may not be Reyes out of the way, but it will be popular support from the Boromar.
But hey, both the Order of the Alley and Rays seem very much so on her side, but wouldn't be too hard to believe that somebody, as soon as they get a little bit of power, start cutting ties with people that they know have dirty hands. That's the way politicians work. And I don't think it might be hard, but it wouldn't be impossible to make the Order of the Alley and Rays start thinking that Ithronel cut ties with them, save her own skin in the political world. Could be a way to make this more of a surefire thing.
And you see that she started like writing things down in her own little notes. Because that's good. That's good. Severing her ties with all of her contacts. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but that's kind of
Her connections are what makes her dangerous.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what I want. I want to search her home. There's got to be something there, some connection, something concrete that we can tie her to these murders. She's been careful, but nobody's that careful as to have zero connections.
That's the thing, is if she was careful enough about where, like, not making known who her parents were, then her home's going to be spotless. But that's not to say that she doesn't have multiple places that she sleeps, you know?
Well, yes, I was thinking that.
Yeah. If we can find out where her real place of
if her
residence is.
official abode is spotless, then she has to have somewhere else. It's where, I don't know, she keeps records, or keeps correspondence, and it's assuming she doesn't burn it.
Keeps the supplies.
The tyrants, right? We were going to look into that, right?
Yes.
And don't we have what's
Mother
that?
made some reference to essentially being made young again, or being kept young.
Yeah. And the tyrants are the ones that do the body modifications and things. Question.
Donovan and Cornelius look at each other.
Question.
Hold hands for a second.
Logan, did Ithronel's mom look like her current form? Was there family resemblance between her and I saw her father as well? Did they look like when they were related? Looking at that mental image in my mind's
I'll
eye.
say you and Varian can both make an investigation check for that. The problem is that her mom is like a young half-elven lady.
Yes.
And so there's going to be baked-in differences that way.
So Ithronel's like a quarter human?
Maybe.
But hey, that'd also be like looking at pictures of your parents when they were young, you know?
Yeah.
And
Honestly, you
would
might see
a
more
keen
resemblance.
mind help with any of this? Because I have to ask that question.
Us 23.
Not particularly. It just happened, so it's not really.
Not super great. 16.
16.
Yeah, not super great.
Even for you, Varian, and so you can kind of confirm this with Donovan. There might be some similarities, but it's so... to put it this way, her mom is very much like a watered-down elf because of her half-elven appearance. So there's... So yes, you could say they look alike, but there's surprisingly few similarities besides even just the similar, like, you know, somewhat similar eye shape or slight point to the ear, stuff like that.
It may have been
So,
the repetitive procedures to keep her young may have altered her appearance somewhat.
and Ithronel must have some work done as well, right? Because there's no way that there's got to be like some.
I mean, it's certainly possible.
Ithronel looks more elf than not elf, right? Like
Up until recently, she has identified and appeared as full high elf.
And that's not possible unless her mom went under some kind of operations to appear more half elf.
I forgot the second half of, you know, parentage. She does resemble her ghostly father, though.
Okay.
Okay, so
Perhaps just a dominant gene, because we have gene theory in Sharn.
It is also possible that, I mean, both her mother and her are doing something, right? So, to change their appearance or to keep themselves young or whatever. So it's possible that they are changing their appearance to some extent to make sure that there's not much connection.
Something that we're also not attending to, or haven't yet, is her father's aberrant dragon mark.
yeah,
Is that perhaps a motivation?
I would think
Perhaps
so.
revenge on the dragon
Absolutely.
mark houses for the nasty business with the aberrants.
But that war was like
That was a
what?
long time ago.
How long ago?
I mean, they're
Like over
he's an elf.
1,000 years ago. Like, very long time.
Well, he's an elf and he's dead.
Well,
1,500 years ago.
How
15.
how long ago was the mess with the sword with the Moorlands?
Just a few years prior, like 6 years or so.
Oh, just 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh well, never mind. It's possible that it's something to do with that, right? Because of the husband. I mean,
She might have multiple.
it's altogether possible. I mean, she also could just be hungry for power. That's altogether possible.
Cornelius, what was your thing?
I was going to ask if Gavin Sim, were they connected to the tyrants?
Sim was a
Sim
former
was.
member?
Sim used to be, yeah.
Sim was.
Wow.
Well, I think it's I'm doubling down on that we need to see that body. We
Yeah.
have some questions to ask.
Oh, yeah. So, you said anything else before we check out that body?
Well, it may change as you do what you need to do, but for the time being, I'm going to send a few, maybe just 1 or 2 agents to go watch that storefront where Ithronel's parents are, and just watch, keep an eye out. If they see this Ray's fellow go out and leave anywhere, they can split up and one go follow. My
Tell them to
concern,
be very careful.
and my concern is moving on them too fast. I think right now we just need to keep quiet and watch, because if things go too fast or get too loud, might screw up all the work we've done.
Well, we do have
I agree.
we do have a bit of a date with the husband as Ithronel in a couple of days.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
Yeah.
But tell them, the people that are watching Raze, to be very careful. We took his sword, but that bastard is still very dangerous.
It's
Yeah.
possible he doesn't show up, right? Because at that point he's gonna figure out, my sword went missing. Oh no, I can't kill people. What do I do? Let me kill something that looks like Ithronel? I don't know. Maybe we see what happens there. Maybe he starts distrusting Ithronel's visage.
He
Maybe
seems
And that was
really
kind of my
savagely
thing.
devoted to her.
Yeah.
And they haven't spoken in a while. So my thing is, if Ithronel showed up and his sword disappeared, and we plan a little bit of a story that maybe Ithronel is finding a way to, by like giving him up to the authorities for more political power,
Maybe. Do you have any records, any old case files dealing with somebody of his description, or perhaps somebody who would have been injured in a way that would have resulted in that?
This is for Raze.
Yes. I mean, we kind of assumed that he might have been injured in the war. But if he might have come into the city through illicit means. But if he didn't, there should be some record of him somewhere. Somebody this violent usually doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and any kind of refugees or anyone from the war who either resident and veteran of Sharn or coming in with a refugee status, we usually have documentation for them, but we'll look for the name, because truly up until now we had no idea who the fellow was. He came in, slaughtered a city district, and was gone. So we can do a bit of searching, see what we can dig up about him.
Anything you can find would be helpful. The body.
The body.
Shall we?
Yes. And as she's about to leave, she lead you out. She turns around. It's been stressful, and you've done a lot today. It's gonna take a little bit of time, I feel, especially if we're going to look into dismantling her connections. So I say take a little bit of break. Take tomorrow off or something, or it's going to take us a little time to get the information we need before we can hit the ground again. So
we'll talk to this body, and then maybe we'll take you up on that.
right. And then she takes you down a few floors to effectively a medical examiner. Of course, the body's being preserved, but they're not doing anything this late at night. There's no one in here except, some late-night technician toiling away at whatever mundane work they need to. You see that there are the sort of,
What kind of mundane work are they doing?
like, paperwork, filing away stuff.
Are they being suspicious?
Everyone is suspicious, yes.
Clipping their nails.
That's why I asked. What are they?
Are they
doing?
trying to? Yeah. Are they
Are
trying
they really
to feed us
doing
poison?
paperwork?
Are they shipping out poison to us?
They're injecting
I'm only-
poison into all of the corpses.
Someone's
I'm
playing
only
Space
mostly
Invaders.
kidding.
They are not being suspicious. They just look like little technicians. Some of them are just interns from Wargrave. Varian, you recognize one of them, and they kind of give you a nod.
Okay. Just making sure.
But asking them for a little bit of help, they're able to or move Sim's body to sort of an examination table in the room.
Yeah.
So, before we proceed, we need to make sure that we are absolutely certain of the things we're going to need to ask, because I can only do this once every 10 days to the same person.
Oh, easy.
Can someone else cast that spell to the same person?
No, if the person has been affected by the spell, it
I got you.
can't be affected again for 10 days, period.
I
Okay.
can't spell.
I did look that up. I was like, oh, can I do this again?
You are a silly little owl man. But we love you for it.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I mean, we should probably ask about his death, and the circumstances surrounding it. I think broad questions are usually. I've read a little bit about the use of this spell in criminal investigations, and broad questions usually get the best outcome. But something about his death, and something about his time in the Tyrants.
I think that's good. That's a good way to start.
Okay. And so Cornelius will just step over and just place his hand over Sim's face.
Is it a time limit thing, or is it amount of questions thing?
It is
Both?
both. We have
Oh.
10 minutes and 5 questions. And then that spell cannot be cast on that same corpse for 10 days, period.
Let's make this very spicy. And when you say I cast a spell, I'm going to start a timer for 10 minutes.
I don't like that.
Well, 10 minutes is a long time, but we'll see how long it...
10 minutes is a long time, but time dilation, D&D world to real world, because 6 seconds of combat takes an hour.
Yeah, but that's
Anyway.
not bad.
An hour. That's cute. It can only take 10 minutes if you TPK.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Straight to the point.
That would never happen, though.
Yeah, don't have
I
any
love
specific
achieving my
instances in
goals.
mind. live your truth, Logan. Live your truth.
Absolutely. Hello, I'm French. Hello.
Sorry,
Zero
I just-
trace.
I
Zero
felt
trace.
the
Thanks for
compulsion to make a
following.
dad joke. I'm sorry.
Terrible, Austin.
You're welcome. So Cornelius is going to place his hand over Sim's face, and I will use what the hell is that thing called again? Whispers of the Grave to cast Speak with Dead.
Very nice.
Righteous. All right. What is your first question?
Perhaps, may I suggest, what are the circumstances surrounding your death?
Could you describe to me the circumstances of your death?
Sim recognizes you somewhat, identifying you as trustworthy, and says, yeah, I answered the door for somebody. I didn't recognize who they were. Normally, I'm a bit more careful than that, but we usually only receive visitors whether we're expecting it or if it was from Ithronel. And even then, it was mostly Boromar. Didn't recognize this fellow. Not a halfling. And before I knew it, I had a knife through my gut.
I'm gonna burn a second question. Could you describe to me what this guy looked like?
How many questions do you have again?
Five.
And he didn't say where what's his face was, right?
No.
Cool.
Dwarf, slightly tan skin, dark curly Q style, swirled up, bit of a mohawk, some kind of scar or mark on his neck.
Alright, so
Wait, you can't. Gav can't change his height, right?
yeah, you can. He's a changeling, right?
Doppelgangers can change.
Same doppelgangers,
Yes,
yeah.
doppelgangers can.
Okay.
They just can't replace limbs.
No, I thought that. I thought Gav and Sim were not the same thing.
Yeah, Sim was a changeling. Gav was a doppelganger.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
Gav is like doppelganger, assuming they're still alive.
Ask where Gav was.
Where was Gav at that point?
First, well, he had been downstairs doing a little bit of snooping around, seeing what the new stuff was going on in the pub, because we hadn't been performing there for a while, so he didn't know how much things had changed or what was going on or who the new acts were. But I think, I don't know if it was him, but I think he fought off the person who attacked me. Thought I heard his voice and someone tackled the dwarf. And I think it was him. You know, dad's instinct.
After Cornelius conveys this, real quick, I will look at everyone and go, I think we need to go and look at this place where this happened by ourselves. Continue.
Yes.
So Varian can try out his new feat.
Okay, we have 2 more questions we need to ask about the tyrants. I don't want to be too broad because we do need to kind of try to hone in 2 questions.
Yeah,
what we're trying to find out.
perhaps we ask,
What's the best way to gain access to their records?
or
I mean-
or just can you tell us about how the tyrants change people's appearance?
We will start with that. Could you tell us anything and everything you know about how the tyrants change other people's appearances?
Magic, mostly. Like how mage writes, they tailor clothes and build simple little tools for people using simple magics. Mage writes in the tyrants have methods of altering people's appearance magically, permanently, and effectively. It's expensive. In fact, there are very few people who can afford it. Usually people from the upper city or the Skyway who need a little bit of a lift to their appearance. But on occasion, people who are trying to escape the law or someone who wants a fresh start. But it's done magically, and it's a hidden operation that's you kind of have to know the right people to even get there. Moves around, it's like most tyrant operations, it's hard to pin down.
For the last question, you should ask, how would we go about getting in contact with the person that does the best work in the tyrants? Because that's going to be the person that Ithronel's mom went to see.
How would we get in contact with the best of these mage rites that change people's appearances and titles. How would we do that? Who do we need to speak to?
If you already know people, then it's a matter of walking along the grapevine
Oleg knows people, right?
and going from person to person, you know, exchanging some coin here and there, exchanging information. But if you want the fastest but the riskier method, there's a changeling. They go by the Spider. And they own a store in Dragon Eyes called Honest Faces. They don't do the changing of faces themselves, but for coin or the appropriate services or secrets, they can point you to who does.
Noted.
And with that, final question spoken and 2 minutes to spare. Sim's body returns to its previous state.
Wait, we have the 2 minutes. Do you get a refund?
No.
Like the first
You
level
get a
spell or
fifth of a
something?
spell slot.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I don't have to expend spell slots to cast
There you
a
go.
spell. Ever.
If Sim's eyes are open, I'd like to like close them and just offer like a moment of prayer / thoughts for them.
Okay. So, questions answered. It's checking the time with keen mind and various other abilities and features and items.
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch.
Sharn watch.
God damn it.
It's probably closing in on 9:30 now at night. So getting fairly late, and in normal people days, it's Sunday. So effectively, Varian has class tomorrow. Killian, you're on the job pretty much all the time, but Donovan, you're kind of expected back in the office
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'm still
Yeah.
clocked in.
You're still clocked in, and presumably you guys
You've been
have
clocked
some
in for
sort of
days.
Is it like an
engagements.
hourly thing, or is it like?
See, for you, you might be salaried, so like your overtime doesn't
Yeah.
mean shit.
Doesn't count. You're just
Yeah.
overworked for the fucks.
So I guess we should probably head back to our homes, right?
It's up to you if you guys want to go ahead and rest, or you can power through for a little while, stay up late, and hit up any of these.
I think we
spots.
should rest, but I would like to ask a favor of anyone who is willing to oblige me.
I can.
Yeah, I'll follow you to your home and make sure you don't die.
I was gonna say if anybody would be willing to stay the night, I can prepare for you a comfy spot.
Oh, stay the night.
It's like I was gonna. I figured I'd ask Cornelius because I can pay whoever some money that comes for the night if you guys
You
would
don't-
like that.
Look, Donovan, you don't have to pay me. I'll come stay. I just need to stop by the office just for a few minutes, and then I'll come stay.
Yeah, I'll go with you. We can just stop by and then catch a cab back to my place. I just want to make sure that if whoever broke in earlier comes back, they have a nice shiny handgun waiting for them.
Or two.
Would you like me to assign some more people to your place?
If you want to assign someone again, yeah, if they want to stay outside, but I'm still gonna get Cornelius to come with me. It won't hurt too much to have some extra people around.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put in a request.
I appreciate it. I know you understand, but family comes first. No matter how much I have to work.
Mm.
That's what matters most.
Okay.
Killian would like to do something Probably on his own.
Okay. Well, with that, if there's nothing you still want to do as a group, we can take a quick break, toilet cat, etc., and then start bouncing into individual scenes because there's some stuff we gotta do. Unless Austin, you had something you want to do before that.
Not necessarily. It was gonna be something that it was just gonna be like a one-on-one thing.
One individual thing.
But-
That's fine.
But I am gonna say I'm gonna need to take some time to walk the dog. So
That's
maybe
totally fine.
Yeah,
So-
I need to pee and do stuff.
Yep. So we're going to take a quick break, 5 to 10 minutes-ish, probably come back and chat a little bit. But thank you for following Zaratrace, French. Thank you for following.
Sorry for that joke. I couldn't help it.
Yep.
It's très bien.
There you go.
It's a rat race.
Yo, good one, Alan.
Oh.
Thank you, Zaratrace. We are now 8.
No way.
We are now 8 followers from our goal by the end of the month. So thank you for helping with that. And
I've
we're at
already contributed my follower for this
Yes, you did.
month.
We are at 10 viewers now, so we need 6 more to make our goal, and that I have to include the word of the day 10 times by the end of the session, which the later that happens in the session, it's significantly
The funnier
harder.
It's gonna be.
It's terrible. But we're going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, and we'll be right back. So we're going to go toilet cat, so put some toilet cats in the chat.
Let's go.
So I just found out 2 of my players are gatekeepers, so we're going to be cutting the
Yeah.
campaign.
Did you
Proud.
know?
Proud gatekeepers.
I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I think you just said the phrase to us. You're not a real anime fan if
I said
You know-
you've never watched a show without saying you've never watched
You
a
did
show.
say
Carson.
before that
Yeah.
you said you're not a real anime fan if you pronounce it.
I
like
really
that.
do despise those
Isn't that
You
the
did say
only
that.
way that Angel says it?
those
100x
TikTok
Yeah.
things. By the way, I really despise those TikTok trends where people are like, "Tell me your boyfriend's never going to cheat on you," without
Oh, yeah.
telling me your boyfriend's never going to cheat on you, or like all those
I
other.
don't know how you feel about the Zoomers, Travis.
So, I mean, Zoomers are fine. Whatever, I guess. It's the same trends in every generation. They just do it differently.
It's all been done before.
Mm-hmm. Baggy
Life-
pants, my dude.
Life is just one big plagiarism.
yeah, I was.
we had Yik Yak.
Oh, fuck,
Deep
Alan.
cut.
You just
Wow.
like opened up a closet in the back of my brain and shit just tumbled
It's just
out
a-
of it.
It's just a dumpster. Really.
Yeah.
That's what the problem.
Yeah.
Garbage
Like this
juice
old cruddy
everywhere.
dumpster, rusted dumpster in the back. It's like, what's in there? Nah, don't worry
Don't
about
worry
it.
about
Don't
it.
open that.
Those are my Yik Yak references.
I remember
Literal
Yik Yak
shit.
coming to App State because they were like so popular at App State.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yik Yak was bumping in like 2014. and then
What a
it kind of
phrase.
spiraled downwards.
I just remember like kids
What do
in
you
my
think I did
freshman
when I was in
seminar.
bed for
This and stuff.
like 2 months with like sick in bed for 2 months? I just like played video games and
I don't want to answer that
Like,
question.
Well,
Oh God.
That's what they're calling it nowadays. Yik yakking.
instead of talking about Yik
Bro, that
Yak, let's
Yik
get
be
back
yakking.
to our game here. It's our Yik Yak stream now.
No.
Is Yik
Please
Yak
no.
still even an
Yik Yak
app?
sponsor
No,
us.
Yik Yak got shut down, bro.
It did?
Yeah, they got fucking knocked
Yeah.
out like years ago. They've
Yeah.
been gone
Yeah,
for
no,
a
Yik
while.
Yak hasn't. I think that Yik Yak was a thing for maybe like 3 years while we were in school, and I think like maybe around your sophomore or junior year, Logan, they were gone.
I think I looked it
Yeah.
up, and it lasted a lot longer than you thought it did.
I think it just migrated campuses a lot. Like
Yeah.
it would like trend in different
That's fair.
places, but
That's
it didn't
fair.
stick. Longevity was
it,
never.
it lasted.
word
It
that's,
lasted
like,
4
forced.
years. It literally lasted my college years almost. It lasted 2013 to 2017.
I just
Yeah.
distinctly remember like being like on campus using Yik Yak, and it was a romping fun time. And then I went home to the middle of North Carolina, fucking nowhere, and I got on Yik
Dead.
Yak, and it was trash. Like
No,
one
the thing
post
is,
every
like,
week, and it was racist. Like it was
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah. Like man,
Putting a bad name for yaks everywhere.
Yicks. I don't think we could
I
say
would
that.
not even jest and joke about some of the things that were like Davidson County Yik Yak.
Terrible.
I
Trash.
don't want to repeat them.
They called the general score of a thing Yakarma. What a
Yak karma.
Yakarma? That's so bad. That's so bad.
All right. Anyway.
Anyway,
Sharn Nights.
this is not a joke. If I could get all 5 of you to roll initiative for me.
Oh,
What?
where are we right now?
Just
Better
roll
get
it.
yiggity yacked.
You're
That's the
getting
word. Who
yacked.
gets to do what?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I rolled
Damn
a
it,
nat
Austin,
20.
you read me.
I mean, I figured.
I
That's
know
what it
you,
was
bro.
anyway.
You've been my DM for how long?
That's
How
fair.
long have you known me?
That's fair. Alan, what'd you
I got
get?
I got a 24.
Alan, ALL 24.
Well, he's
Jacob,
going
what'd you
first.
get?
I rolled a nat 20, but it's still just a 23.
Boo, you
See,
suck.
that's the thing. I can roll super high, but I'm
not a
always
rogue,
gonna be
so-
yeah.
Carson, what'd you get?
19. Believe
Nice.
it or not.
Austin, what'd you get?
6.
And Travis, what'd you get?
17.
Believable.
Damn, guys. Hopefully we don't have actual combat.
We'll find out.
Everyone high fiving Austin Sag.
So, Killian, after examining the body, you get the answers you need, and everyone's planning on heading home for the evening. Is there anything in particular you would like to do before going home to your family?
I was actually thinking of seeing family first and then sneaking out at night.
We're all family here.
A true family man.
Oh man. So, if you would do me a favor and roll a... Ooh. Are you proficient in either persuasion or deception?
No.
Then roll a straight charisma check for me.
Where's the dice? Okay. 14 plus 4. 18.
First, is your wife also an owl person? Or your partner also an owl person?
I haven't thought about that.
You mean you haven't thought of the one character that your character has devoted their lives to?
Well, I haven't really thought if Killian has a wife or not.
Pretty
That's
cringe.
fair. You have your 2 adopted kids. Does Killian have a partner? We'll start there. Does Killian
Yeah.
have a partner? Yeah?
We'll do partner, yeah.
Okay, so you have the 2 human kids, correct? That have been...
No,
adopted?
they're Aarakocras.
They're Aarakocra children. Okay.
Yeah, I think one's a hummingbird
Oh, that's right, that's right. Hummingbird child.
and kingfisher. Yep.
They're already in bed, of course, by the time you get home. Do you have a partner, or do you have just sort of a live-in nanny, or a sibling that takes care of your kids with you, or a grandparent? of the kids?
A
A nana, so to speak? A meemaw? Do you have a meemaw?
Ooh, can I make it? All right, yeah, I'm gonna make it some drama.
This was supposed to be fun,
friend.
Alan. I don't know.
A friend who is nannying, and there might be some budding romance.
Some budding romance. Okay, alright. Well, of course,
little rom-com.
little rom-com there, but, you know, of course, you go home, they're, you know, sleeping on the couch, with a book on their chest. As you come in, they wake up, they ask you what you've been doing, where you're planning on going, because, you know, you've been working hard. You expertly avoid any kind of needed confrontation or anything, so as not to, you know, ease their mind. Go give your kids a little peck on the foreheads as they're sleeping in their little matching race car beds, sky coach beds.
Yeah. I comb their feathers a little bit.
You comb their feathers. And you head back out into the night. What is your plan for the night?
Do I have with me like all the stuff we have on Wendelin?
Sure.
Is there like a lot of there's probably not a lot of information.
Not a lot of information.
I need
but-
locational information.
I would say locational information. I'm going to have you, because it's not just stuff about Wendelin that's in there. It's also with this Order of the Alley nonsense that has come up. There's a bit of information about like things that might be related to them. You know, it's sort of like, you know, there was a murder or two murders in this area that were similar. Now we're going to look at every single death that might resemble that in the area. So knowing kind of what the Order of the Alley is about, now you just sort of have a huge collection of, like, these might have been Order of the Alley things, but who knows. So, if you would make an investigation check for me.
Oh, I also...
Yes, sir.
I leave my Dark Lantern ID at home.
You're going rogue. I guess the opposite of going dark for the Dark Lanterns is going light.
Going bright?
Going bright. You walk out with like a pastel colored polo and khaki shorts.
I look like Far Cry 5. New Dawn.
So you go out on your own. Please make an investigation check for me.
Investigation. That wasn't good. 17?
17. It takes you a fairly significant amount of time, maybe 2 to 3, hours, to the point where it's, 1 o'clock in the morning or so.
Mm-hmm.
But you start looking at the files you have of just events that might be related to Dark Lanterns. You take a bit of time, you look at a map of Sharn, you kind of mark, you do like a little red push pin onto the various locations and mark them. Trying to pin down a common place for all of these. And
I'm looking for, because I assume, or Killian assumes it's going to be difficult to find, their like HQ or like their main hideouts. I just kind of want to look for where the Order of the Alley kind of frequents and monitors mostly.
Yes. Taking a lot of the night for almost research purposes, you're able to pinpoint almost like a flower pattern where the center is in Middle Dura, and that's where a good chunk of all the things are happening, and then it branches out from there. There is a lack of stuff in Lower Dura, where a lot of the Boromar clan operates, of course. but it sort of centers around Middledura and goes out from there. So you
Okay.
imagine it's walking around, going around that area, could maybe lead you somewhere. But again, it's now 1 o'clock in the morning, so who knows how long
And-
you want to stay up.
I'm gonna change my outfit to look more, just kind of like anybody off the street or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna blatantly commit some crimes.
So, you can help. We can do this together. When Killian is blatantly committing crimes, is it awkward because he's law enforcement and he's like, aha, I'm stealing this thing, and like awkwardly runs off? Or is it like super well done because he sees it all the time and it's very expertly executed?
So it's like he's seen it a lot, and also given his dad's background of being a thief, like he knows a bit about that world
Yeah.
and like some of the methods. So like a lot of like the strategy and like the methods used are pretty clean, but like the execution is a little bit awkward because he hasn't really done this.
Yeah.
And also like he knows more about like kind of like discreet thievery rather than like going up and like mugging somebody.
That's
Kind
fair.
of thing.
That's fair.
And
You're
this
kind
is
of in
kinda what
the-
he's doing
Oh,
is
go.
like going up and like being like the give me all your money kind of shit.
So to see more of like the accidentally bumps into someone, is able to pick a pocket, or he walks up to someone, puts a hand on one shoulder, and it's like, hey, how's it going? Shakes their hand and takes their watch.
He's trying to make it as noticeable as possible.
Hey,
Because
give
he
me
wants
your
to
watch,
catch-
please.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Do you guys remember the movie Indian in the Cupboard?
Of course, Carson would.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
There's
do. I
this-
do know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I forget mostly like 99% of the movie, except this one part where like this dude, like the main character is like walking down the street, and this dude like tries to be nonchalant but very blatantly like walks into him. And like the scene is so stupid because he's like, it's like, why are you in my way? And then the next line is like, give me all your money or something like that. It's like really stupid. So
Give
I'm
me all
thinking
your
it's kinda
money,
like-
Mr. Indian in the cupboard.
So Alan, if you will, if you're proficient, if not, it's just charisma, but roll a performance check for me.
Performance.
It's essentially making enough of a display to get attention.
That'd be so sad. Nobody noticed. Oh, man.
Oh, Johnny Law.
Because we can assume that you can execute these crimes fairly well, and now it's just a matter of like making them like
Yeah.
worthy of getting the attention of this organization.
Does a 15 work?
A 15 does work.
All right.
And as you know, do you actually steal the stuff, or do you try to steal like mundane things, or are you trying to go for gold, a watch, or you're just like, hey, give me that Cliff Bar in your pocket, and then go?
It like.
Or do you find a way to like leave them with it, so you get it in one hand, you're like,
Yeah, I was thinking,
haha,
like,
and then you
he
slip
would
it back into their
actually-
pocket.
I was thinking like he'd probably actually steal it, but try and find ways for like them to easily find it again. Like just
Sure.
if they just kept chasing him, he'd leave it on the sidewalk or whatever.
And we'll say you're able to do it slick enough so as not to essentially be caught as a thief just returning stuff after stealing it. And eventually, some time passes, maybe 4 or 5 hits later. It's maybe
Bob
been,
comes by.
hey bud, what are you doing out here at this hour? You see a couple hits later. It's maybe been an hour and a half or so. It's late at this point. There aren't many people out anymore, except maybe the occasional drunkard stumbling home. You find yourself, in the Stormhold district. It's a residential district in the middle Dura. There are lots of mercenaries that wander the streets from House Denaith. So you start finding, like, okay, this place is pretty well protected. So it might not quite that. But the immediate neighboring residential district called Tumbledown, you start making your way in there. The mercenaries slow down, and then you start noticing the occasional goblin lurking in the alley, the occasional kobold, a gnome fly past on a disc. And you sort of piece together, the Dask is operating here. Seem to be interrogating this place. Then you move on to the next neighboring district. Again, occasionally mugging a person, but not really getting too much attention, until finally you end up in the Underlook district, which is still bustling at this hour. It's a nightlife area full of taverns and other inns. Do what? Underlook.
Is it bustling or is it
Bussing? It is bussing. There's all sorts of inns and taverns. It's an old area of nightlife in Sharn. Eventually, though, you bump into someone, slip a purse off of their hip, keep walking. They start yelling at you. You start to fly away, drop it, and you go fly around, perch on a balcony, and start peering around using your owl vision. And you hear this whooshing sound of wind. And you look, and there's a darkened figure sitting on the balcony next to you. A human figure clad in dark leathers and dark fabrics, face covered up.
Alan RP is with himself?
Not quite. You recall
The Spider-Man thing.
Spider-Man thing. You hear a masculine voice come from this figure and say, "So you're the thief that's been hitting my neighborhoods. You care to give any of your earnings back? Stealings?"
I did.
Did. You're just stealing stuff and returning it for the fun of it? Oh, so you're not a thief, you're a maniac. Is that it?
I don't think so. Well, I'm gonna see a therapist like next week, so we'll see.
I mean, maybe. Jerry's still out.
Well, I can't have you torturing my neighborhoods. Do you plan on sticking around at all?
Just for the night.
Are you gonna keep stealing from my people?
Are you from the Order of the Alley?
Eyes go wide, animate. Oh! No? No? What is that? I've
No.
never even heard of that. What are you talking about?
So that was really bad. Try not to, be shocked when you say no, right?
Who are you? What are you talking about?
Is Wendelin around here?
Who's Wendelin?
Wendelin. She's got, frizzy hair.
Betrays her friends.
Do you
in the
guys all
slightest
know each
inconvenience.
other, or is it like like a more secluded kind of operation going on? Like, how does it work?
He starts looking you up and down. And you can see that they're like his eyes open. And you can sense he recognizes you. He mumbles to himself and says, You were at the Silver Mist Theater. You were up in the rafters.
Was he there too?
That you don't know.
Yeah. Gwendolyn and I never finished that talk we had. What's your name?
You need to leave now.
I'm Killian.
You stick out your hand, and he does, that kind of like self-defense, bats the hand out of the way. Says, leave.
Where's Gwendolyn?
He lets out kind of a patterned whistle. A little bit of a tune. Says, you need to leave now. This is your last chance.
Can I use my I know a guy
Maybe?
with these?
I know your mom. Your mom's name is Carolyn. She lives in the Sky District.
And she's very angry.
She doesn't like what you're doing. We play bridge on Tuesdays.
She says, Charles, come home now.
Are you
So
running
I-
around on rooftops again?
I told
Why
you
would
you're
you
gonna
like a
fall and
bum?
break your neck.
Get a real job.
All this vigilante work and you can't even come say hi to your
Nancy's son is a doctor. What are
Yeah.
you
What
doing?
are you doing?
Are you playing Caps and Rabbits again?
Ruining the shingling on people's buildings.
Oh man, I apologize to a host of communities here. So, Alan.
Sorry, Long Island.
My mother
You
is
don't need
from
to-
you. I don't apologize.
From you?
You don't have to apologize to that trash.
Jesus, Travis. Oh, okay. I didn't realize we're anti-Long
Hey, don't talk,
Island
to
here.
don't talk about my mother's people like that.
Yeah, maybe the Mets will come back one day.
Anyways, Alan, you're I know a guy. What on earth could you be using this for?
Yeah, okay, so I assume he's using like the whistle as like a velociraptor pack call kind of thing, right?
Definitely.
Alright. I want to use my I know a guy with a combination of Thieves' Cant to do a similar thing.
Righteous. You do a little bit of an
Assuming
owl
that there
hoot.
might- Yeah, assuming there might be like, I don't know, some kind of Thieves Guild group to help out.
A thieves guild group.
We're
So you're
gonna
gonna
do,
call them
like,
criminals?
Sharks and the Jets kind of shit.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
When you're a jet, you're a jet. Oh, the way to your first.
When you're a bird.
And after we both
Oh God! When you're a bird all the way. To your first little flap. To your last time. I'm sorry, Leonard Bernstein. I didn't mean it.
So what do you say after you do this? What's your badass line? One-liner.
I'll be like, yeah, I got some friends too.
Jesus, Alan, man. So here's what we're gonna do.
Killian, not always known for Killian's one-liners, gotta say.
Rather than doing any kind of big combat with just you, I could have everyone else run these NPCs for me, but we have other stuff to get to. Alan, I need you to roll 3 things.
Okay.
The first is an initiative roll.
Okay. Okay. 21.
Okay. The
21.
second is a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Weird.
11.
Oh no.
And the third is just a straight D20.
Oh boy.
I'm in danger.
Truly.
15.
That's pretty good on just a normal D20 roll. Gotta
Yeah.
say.
So, in a unbelievably fast skirmish, Dark Lantern spies come out of the woodworks. All varieties of contacts you've ever made come out of the woodworks. Along with many of these Order of the Alley, yes, Avengers style. And you wage a very fast skirmish on these balconies and rooftops. There's not necessarily bloodshed. And from what you know, Order of the Alley is not into killing. They're just into sort of knocking unconscious and disposing elsewhere in the city. More of a threat.
Mm-hmm.
With your brittle bird bones, a quick jab to the sternum renders you stunned for a little bit as punches start cracking into bones, hitting your beak, all sorts of stuff. But with enough backup on your side, eventually everyone sort of leaves the skirmish in sort of a standstill, except for that one person that was interacting with you on the balcony. He falls unconscious, and you can effectively ask him questions or do what you will with him. He's unconscious, but, you know, you could take him somewhere for questioning if you so wish. Or you can just leave him there and let him go.
I think it might be a good idea to take him out of Order of the Alley territory.
To where?
But you said the next district over is Dask territory?
So you have plenty of options. You could just, you know, with enough help, get him over to Andith Tower and keep him in holding. You could take him to a Sharn Watch facility and keep him in holding. It's just a matter of how official you want this to be, because you do not have your name tag or badge.
That's true.
Or you
Take
can
him
wait.
to your house where your kids are and interrogate
Take him to your house.
I'm gonna...
You can take him to one of our houses.
That's fair. You do know that both Spike and Cornelius have places just a district below you.
I was about to say, do not bring him to Varian's place.
Knock, knock, knock.
Can I get
Oh,
some
hello,
cookies?
Mr.
Can I get some cookies, some tea, and jumper cables, please?
Hurry up, your RA's coming.
The guy's like, please, not the cookies, please.
You could bring him to Oleg's house. I just don't know if you
Fair.
would legally be wanting to.
Well, I took out the ID because I didn't know what I'd be doing was legal or not.
That's fair.
Was any of it legal?
I don't know, Alan. I truly don't know if stealing and returning. I mean, maybe it's like disturbing the peace or something.
Also, I think he attacked first, right? I'll say swatting my hand could technically be.
There you go.
With
Spoken like a true
with
cop.
My cursory, Alan, I will say, with my cursory knowledge of law.
Thanks, Austin. I saw that reaction.
With my cursory knowledge of law enforcement from being raised by a cop, I will say that that's probably not completely legal, but also this is a fantasy world. Elves are real. Who cares?
I'll bring him to Andith Tower.
Take him all the way to Andith Tower.
Like how
Sounds
elves
good.
would qualify.
But of course,
Not
by the-
monsters, magic, and all kinds of
yes. By the time you get there,
The first thing
it's
I thought.
close to
Man, leave me
4
alone.
o'clock in the morning, and you don't know how long it's going to take him to regain consciousness. Of course, you could magically wake him back up and get him conscious and interrogate him, or you can just let him sleep it off and come back the next day, because you also need your sleep.
Yeah, we'll lock him in one of the spell nullifying places.
Sure.
And I'll be like, I gotta get to bed.
I'm so tired. Rad. So you head home to get some sleep. Next up,
I'll
yeah.
send one of those like delayed text things to everybody. It'll be
So it
sent in,
goes off like 7 o'clock.
Yeah. I got an order the alley guy.
And of course, I will go ahead and say you take off his face wrappings whenever you throw him into holding, and you recognize him as that human figure that was with the shifter Stripe. He was a human sitting in the booth with Stripe at the Dragon's Eye pub whenever you went up to Gav and Sim's room for the first time and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
His name was Elric. But going home to get some sleep, that's going to now bring us to Jacob. What does Donovan do as he is dismissed for the night at close to 10:30 o'clock? 10:30 o'clock? 10:30 p.m.
I guess it kind of depends on if Cornelius is going to go back to his office first. I will ask Austin that.
Oh, it's gonna be like Cornelius stops by the office real fast and then goes with you back to, or goes up to you.
I would just go with Cornelius's office. So if we want to do that right now, I would just go with you since you're coming with me. I'll go with you to do your stuff in the office and help you with whatever. But I guess we're probably walking or getting a cab or something.
Yeah.
And I would just be
much.
like, I appreciate you coming to help me out with this. I don't think anybody's going to come back, but if they do, like I said, it'd be nice to have somebody to help me out.
Of course.
You know, can't be too careful with family.
Do you just want me to be there at night, or do you want me to watch the house during the day? I mean, I'm gonna have some work to do, but I can just pick up some paperwork to shuffle through at the office if you want.
Just for the night. I think Killian's people can handle the during the day stuff, but just at night while we rest, you can just, and you don't even have to like stay up to watch. You can just you can sleep, and then we can just you being there will be helpful if someone tries to do anything in the middle of the night. I don't think they will, but you know,
Just
better
in
safe
case.
than sorry.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, while it's just you and me, I've been trying to find a way to tell him this, and this is probably the worst way to take advantage of that information, but Varian said something about how this Reyes guy is very devoted to Ithronel.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he knows that Ithronel is sleeping with Varian's uncle.
Oh no. That's what we call in the biz
Banging.
a juicy
Austin remembers this
a juicy
from
tidbit.
from the day when we were at the Aurora
Yeah.
Gallery. He
Yeah.
went to that particular exhibit and he walked in on them. And yeah, anyway,
I think that might be a way to turn Reyes against her.
When we went to the gallery, I overheard some things while I was touring the gallery, particularly the two of them talking to each other, the way they were acting around each other, the things they said. It's very clear that there is something there.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to talk to Varian about it, but it just never seemed like the right time, and I'd hate to use it. It would give us an advantage if we could use that to turn Reyes against her.
But I get what you
the
mean.
reason
You don't
I've been
wanna-
afraid to tell Varian is because I don't want, especially now, that kind of stress that, you know, I don't want to hurt the kid.
Yeah, you gotta. We don't want to weaponize that when it's a family member. I definitely think that's the thing you need to run by him. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And also, in my opinion, it's not worth weaponizing if it's going to cause Varian's family more trouble. You know, there are other ways we can figure this out.
Back then, it was just a thing, and then like it was just like, oh, that's not good, but all right. But now it's like,
Yeah,
now
then
that,
it was
now
a
that Ithronel-
scandal.
Yeah, and now that Ithronel is on the radar, it's like, fuck. I
Now
should've
it's
told him
like-
sooner.
No,
I should have told him
I
so
think
much
that-
sooner, because now that's a direct in for her to his family that puts him and his family in danger, and I feel I should have told him sooner. It was stupid of me to keep it from him. But
Hey, I think in this kind of situation, not worth beating yourself up about. It was a complicated situation with a lot of variables, and then it was innocuous. It was just a little bit of a scandal. Now involves murder and serial killing and things.
And somebody
You had no way.
Somebody who tried to manipulate him and then kill him. So
I mean, you're not psychic. I mean, you are psychic, but you're not like a fortune teller. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So we have enough grief going on in our lives. You don't need to beat yourself up about it. The world does a good enough job of that all on its own. You don't need to help it.
I think I'm gonna find some time to tell him tomorrow. I don't need to wait until the next time we all get together, because
Probably a good idea, but don't feel too bad about it. You had no way of knowing that this was gonna be how it turned out. What do you need to get from your office anyway?
I was just gonna grab some paperwork, look over a couple of files. I was just gonna check on something while I was there. It wasn't gonna take too long.
Right,
Yeah,
if you're working on anything,
just
anything you need my help with, I can help you.
Yeah, it's a couple of small time things, nothing like this. But you just.
I mean, I have some information laying around that might be of use to you if you need it.
And also, I've got this friend who they crash on the couch every so often, and I haven't seen them in a while. So, I check in as often as possible just to see if they've been there. Get a little worried sometimes.
It's awful nice of you. Let them stay at your place.
And while we are on our way there, after having that conversation, Cornelius is going to text Varian on the communicrystals.
And they're gonna be like, "Yo, your uncle."
No, I'm just gonna be like, when do you have time to grab some lunch tomorrow?
Oh no, you're doing that thing with people anxiety hate. We need to talk tomorrow this time.
You get this message.
Oh no, see, I deliberately didn't say that. I just said, hey, when do you have? I literally just say, hey, when do you have time to grab lunch tomorrow?
Varian, because you were the one that made the plan, you're supposed to get lunch with Reyes tomorrow as Ithronel.
That's true. That's true.
Oh no. Well, we should probably
hoping the real Ithronel does not get in contact with him before then.
Well, if that's the case, then we probably will communicate and be like, we're all going to be involved in on that, or at least be like on standby.
How about breakfast?
What about breakfast? Just some time to sit
brunch
and eat. And...
What about Brexit? Sorry, anyway.
Just, grab some food, sit, talk, not be constantly trying to get murdered.
Shrexit. Sharn exit.
God
Nope.
damn it.
That's Shrek now.
I hate all of this.
Get out.
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Got me swallowed.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Jesus. So Varian, what is your response to Cornelius' text about lunch, even though you already have lunch plans?
I stepped away for a minute. What was the text?
Cornelius just sent a message to Varian saying, hey, when do you have time to sit down and grab some lunch tomorrow?
Tomorrow might be a bit difficult.
Oh, this is the communicrystals, so it's like...
Oh, it's communication.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's ending, man.
Tomorrow might be a bit difficult. Kind of made plans to have lunch with Reyes as Ithronel.
That's right, I was there for that.
I didn't super think that through. Kind of just happened in the moment to get him to let us leave.
Well, how about breakfast where you're not, working?
Sure, I have time in between these classes, and I just message you my schedule.
All right, breakfast it is.
There's a good bagel place near campus.
Excellent.
Can you imagine how good bagels must be in a world where cooking could be augmented by magic and alchemy?
SpongeBob taught us this. Cooking with magic sucks.
Well, yeah, if you're using magic to mass produce it, but what if all that love? What if SpongeBob had magic and used it all on one Krabby Patty? How good would that shit
I
be?
stepped away for like a minute and a half.
And now you have no idea
what
we're
has happened.
Yeah,
Um,
we lost the thread.
we lost the thread. So yeah, Cornelius and Varian are gonna get late breakfast, something in
Brunch.
between classes in the morning.
Brunch. Okay. Cornelius, you head by your office.
I'll just poke through, grab a couple of files, everything, look around to see if everything's hunky-dory, no weird shot glasses filled with strange viscous liquid. And just in case, oh fuck, name was on my head, and then I just see if it looks like anybody has been there besides me.
Virtue.
recently.
that
Yeah,
her-
checking
is that
checking
their
to see if like basically looking to see if it looks like Amalia has been there recently or not.
One has been there recently. As you're walking around, it doesn't seem like anyone has been here. But as you are going around and collecting whatever you need to, there is a knock at your door. And when you turn around and
Am I-
look through the frosted glass, there's a golden light shining through it, which normally
Am I
isn't there.
inside the apartment?
I assumed
it is-
not.
Yeah, it's well, the apartment is like, well, I mean, if Donovan came with me to stop by the office beforehand, it's literally just like an end apartment that also doubles as an office.
Yeah.
It's like the living room is an office. So
I just
Um,
imagine like sitting there like in a chair in the office while he's looking around.
And
Obviously,
Donovan,
like
everything
no
is
card awaited.
yeah.
and then Donovan, everything is totally normal. Cornelius is going around picking up stuff that he needs. But Cornelius, Donovan's sitting there completely still, and everything is kind of stopped. And a golden light and a knock at the door.
I don't like that.
I
Just
won't move
kinda-
until this scene is done.
Well, it's
Kinda
good because
broke.
your internet's very slow and pixelated, so it's already frozen anyway.
True.
Anyway, he just kind of rubs the bridge of his nose a little bit. Just, oh no. And he snaps his fingers for a second. Donovan, anything?
Donovan, Cornelius snaps his fingers at you. Cornelius, nothing happens. Donovan is sitting there frozen.
What the fuck? Okay, I'll go answer the door because to me everything is frozen in place. So
You go answer the door, and standing at the door is Virtue. Dark leathers, dark hair, darker lipstick and makeup. She kind of looks at you curious, says, I heard you were looking for me.
did you stop the?
Can I come in?
Yeah, yes you can. You're always welcome here.
She
Did she
walks
cast
in.
a spell?
Huh?
Did she cast a spell?
Everything is normal. You see Cornelius, he goes back to putting stuff up away.
I was just curious.
Cornelius, you walk her in, close the door, and then you hear another knock at the door.
Is someone with you, or is?
Sharon says, that's a friend of mine. And you turn around and the silhouette you see through your frosted glass is feminine, humanoid shape with big hair.
Oh my god.
Fuck me. Okay.
And I don't know if anything is different. This
No.
is just like a normal.
Totally normal.
And in my perspective, like Cornelius doesn't do anything weird.
Nope.
Before I open that door, You said I've been looking for you. Yeah, I just tried to check to see, because, you know, told you could stay here, so I like to keep tabs on everybody I know, make sure they're alright. But I feel like, if that's who I think that is, that this little visit's a little more than you just confirming that I'm looking for you.
Turns your head. He says, What do you mean?
And Cornelius will go open the door.
And you see standing on the other side of the door, Gwendolyn, who says, I've heard you've been looking for me. And you kind of take a step back and glance either side. They're wearing similar clothing and leathers and carrying themselves in very similar manners.
Something very, very feels wrong. Did they say, I hear you've been looking for me the exact same way?
Mm-hmm.
And everything for me is still just like very normal.
Yep.
Could I, while I'm sitting there and Cornelius walking around, I would probably ask Cornelius like a question. Just be
Yeah,
like,
there's no response, and you kind of glance over at him a second time, and he's like hyper focused. It's like when someone spaces out.
I would stand up and walk over to him and just kind of like, you okay, buddy? Kind of like wave my hand in front of his eyes.
Cornelius, there's another knock at the door, and you glance up, and this time Gwendolyn and Virtue are standing right on either side of you. Now the door's closed, it's all kind of become crowded, and there's kind of a knock at the door. The golden light's gone, and you can hear Donovan's voice very distant on the other side of the door.
Buddy, everything okay? Freaking me out here.
I turn around and I look at Virtue and Gwendolyn and I go, what the fuck is going on?
Somewhat in unison. Not necessarily the same tone and same voice, same pitch or anything like that, but just same pacing. They both say, sorry, we've just been a little bit busy recently.
I will turn to open the door.
And you shake out of it. Donovan's sitting there looking at you a bit curious, a bit worried. You look around, your office is as normal.
Before I say anything to Donovan, so saying things the same way, same mannerisms, same dress, same voicings. Was there anything else weird about my surroundings? Was there any discoloration? Were there any strange sounds in the background? Was there anything out of place with the environment, not just the people?
It was warm in there. The light was a bit more golden. It's more reminiscent of that little cabin you were in that last little sort of vision you had with your quarry spirit. A little bit more homey, a little bit more closed in.
I'll just kind of shake my head for a second and look at Donovan and go, sorry, it's been a long couple of days, just a little spaced out, just kind of lost myself there for a minute. I'm just going to finish grabbing my stuff and we can head back up to your house.
Oh, all right, you're good. You're good. Take your time. Just making sure everything's okay.
Also, I'm getting food with Varian at some point tomorrow, but also I got something I got to do in the morning. So I'm just whenever. How early do you normally get up to head?
Oh, very early. I don't sleep.
Oh my god. You gotta sleep, man. Anyway.
I mean, I do, but I don't. I just don't do it a lot.
Was Cornelius there whenever people noticed like the divot in Donovan's
Yes.
couch? Yeah.
Yes.
Oof.
Yeah. Just.
Oof.
Well, you get to experience the divot tonight.
I'm sure it's very comfortable. Please tell me it's more comfortable than this bed. This bed is made of like.
It's pretty comfortable.
It's like years old, moldy straw. Please.
Those weird
Listen.
like freshman dorm like plastic mattresses.
Yeah, basically.
No. Listen, I this is the first piece of furniture I ever bought before I bought my bed. As soon as I had this job at the Sharn Nights, I was like, I'm gonna get a nice ass couch, and it's lasted me like 15 years.
Oh god.
But when you get up to head to the office, just wake me up. I've got something I gotta do in the morning.
You got it. I got some of that Warforged liquor left over. I don't know if it's safe for non-Warforged to drink, but I have it. You want some?
Yeah, we'll have a drink when we get back, and it's Donovan is a perceptive kind of guy. It's not super obvious, but it's just like you can see just that little bit of like still kind of looking off into space in Cornelius's eyes as he's talking and like moving around.
I noticed, but I think better of it, and I don't bring it up right now.
So,
Cornelius, where is Squinch at this time? Is he in your pocket dimension, or is he just invisible floating along?
oh fuck, what did I really do with him last? That was like 3 sessions ago.
Yeah, I don't remember. You can just decide now.
Cornelius doesn't like to put him in the pocket dimension because Squinch specifically asked him not to do it often. So Squinch has probably like he's probably just been like, yeah, just hang out in my pocket as a rat or something, and if you want to walk around, just don't wander too far, kind of thing. So Squinch is just kind of like off doing his thing, but close. He's not. He makes sure to keep him close.
In any form that he tries to take, he's doing lots of like wheezing and coughing, sniffling, looking a bit gray. But
I have a conversation to have tomorrow.
so many to Cornelius has so many conversations in the next day or
so
two.
many uncomfortable conversations to have.
But the two of you leave Lower Dura. Is there anything you two want to do as you travel and make it back to the Damon residence and go about the rest of your night?
I am going to cast Sending
Okay.
to Ipa,
Okay.
and I'm going to say, sorry to bother you, but
You up?
I need to talk to you about some stuff in the morning.
She effectively says, all right, I'll be in my library all day, so whenever you have the time.
Cool.
So anything else before you two go to sleep at the Damon residence?
How's Mona doing when we get back? Is she there?
Yep, doors closed, lights off.
I'll knock on the door.
I'm trying to sleep.
Door cracks open a little bit. Messy hair, sleep shirt. Oh. Hey, you okay? You normally don't knock when you get home late.
I think I do. I think Donovan's the kind of dad. He checks in even if it's like really late and it's a very short conversation. I just want to check in, see how you were. How was your day? Just you don't have to tell me in excruciating detail. I'm not writing a paper about it. I just want to make sure you're doing all right.
Okay. Acting a little weird, but it's fine. Just getting ready for school tomorrow.
I won't keep you up. You got time for breakfast in the morning with your old man?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll see you then. Get some sleep, kid.
All right, you too.
Don't tell me what to do.
Closes the door quietly.
And I just imagine like I'll go to my room and like lay in the bed and be like, wow, so this is what this feels like.
What?
I should sleep in my bed more often.
So I think you've described it before, but is your room very like untouched and
Yeah,
sort of
it's very
pristine?
like it's very clean.
Yeah.
Like it's not seen a lot of use.
Yes.
And I imagine there's like a little like there's like a desk in there, and like an armchair that sees a little bit more use,
But that's it.
but the bed is very untouched.
Make a perception check for me.
Ooh, that's good. My perception is not good. 22.
As you change your clothes, lay in bed, you hear a masculine voice coming from the next room, your daughter's room.
Incredible.
Just like a little bit of mumbling, and then eventually a moment or two passes, and it's quiet again.
Okay. So, what I'd like to do,
Oh no.
I take a coin out of my pocket.
Okay.
I cast the spell Magic Mouth on the coin,
Okay.
and Magic Mouth essentially lets you like a short
Yep.
message plays
Uh-huh.
after you say it, and the message just says, I go, I know you're there. You're not slick. And the only reason that you're still there is because I let you be. Remember that. And then I walk out to the door and I throw the coin to the door and like slide it across.
Cornelius.
Oh,
you
Holy
hear- no, I'm just kidding.
jeez.
And then I go to bed.
I'm good.
No, I was gonna make a joke that it was actually Cornelius in there.
I'm good.
There's a bit more mumbling, Donovan. Eventually it falls silent again. But you got your point across.
I'm not gonna do the dad with the gun thing because
Yep.
that's like really weird. But like this is just a thing where it's like you do what you guys do your thing. But
Just
remember,
know that I know.
I allowed this.
Yep. So, with nothing else from you two, next up we will do variants. Varian,
I'm gonna get some water real quick.
everything is fairly normal at your abode. Parents have already gone to sleep as you arrive. Is there anything in particular you want to do on your way home before you go to sleep?
I have a couple short things.
Okay.
Things I want to do. I'm assuming, just with being a rich household, yeah, the relatively mundane things I would need for them will be around the house.
Yeah.
But I go, and the first thing I do is I imagine there's just like a really nice, very comfortable chair that my dad like sits in and sips like whatever the equivalent of like espresso is in this world, while he reads a
Hasto.
Did you say queso?
No, I said haste. Oh,
Oh, okay.
like the spell.
He drinks queso.
He just drinks some hot cheese.
Yeah. But I go there and I place the
The
Infinite
shot
People's
gets him
Mag.
awake.
Yeah. I place the Infinite People's Magazine on the little table next to it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna stop by the library and try and see if I can find a book on the aberrant dragon marks people of Sharn, like anything history
Oh my
or
gosh.
knowledge. And whatever I find, I will take with me upstairs as I take a little while to complete 2 tasks. The first of which is resummoning Ori after he was destroyed
Shot.
by the gnolls.
Wow.
Yeah, and
This is for Rock Talk.
This is this is for our boy Rucktuck. Variants Dr. Hyde, Dr. Jackal, Mr. Hyde, alter ego, Rucktuck the Knoll. But yeah, while I do that, I just have the book propped up in the background, and I'm kind of reading it as I'm doing what I imagine is a rather mundane spell I've completed a bunch of times, and then I feel like Spike could use something to help along with this therapy, so I'm gonna write up a spell scroll of Find Familiar.
Oh, emotional support animal.
Yeah, I had originally I texted Logan a couple weeks ago about wanting to do a parrot for him, but now that he seems to kind of be like in an interstice, I'll just make it like I'll just like write instructions on it for like here's how you make it whatever animal you want.
Yes.
And while I'm doing that, I'm also reading because I can multitask. And yeah, that's what I do. I resummon Ori, create this spell scroll, and read what I can on dragon marked individuals. See if I can find. I mean, there might be like I guess historical records, but I don't know if we would have duplicates of like old Sharn Inquisitive like editions and or just like kind of minor happenings throughout the city. I want to see if I can find any record of who I would approximate to be Ithronel's ghost dad.
Ghost dad. Okay.
Ghost dad!
Ghost dad. So what I'll do is I'll send you sort of a generic sort of encyclopedia entry of average dragon marks in the War on the Mark, but then I can also send you a little bit more specific stuff. However, you get home, it's maybe 10:30.
Okay.
So doing all that stuff will take a good chunk of the night. And as you are moving around your home, the library, your room, you're hit. You know, when you forget a school assignment and you're immediately hit with that flood of anxiety and you're like, oh, fuck. You have a short personal essay due to your new academic advisor
Oh my
about
god!
your
Yeah.
internship the following day.
I was about to say, is looking at a drop some bullshit on me, but no, that was established.
That was established. So, you can either skip it and try to find time to do it the next day. You know, do that college student lie of, I'll do it in the morning.
Yeah.
Or stay up tonight and try and do it and just essentially make the save against going without sleep.
I'll make the save.
Please make a Constitution saving throw. You're good at it. You're used to staying up late. You know what you're doing.
All right.
You know the exact energy drinks to take, or else you'll feel terrible.
That's a 10.
No fucking way, Carson.
Is it a DC 10?
It was a DC 10.
Yes. I wouldn't have gotten it without my dad.
LMAO.
I wouldn't have gotten it with my dad's ring.
You kiss your ring, thanks, Dad. As you finish your paper, staying up all night. The next night will not be as easy though if you attempt to. But
Noted.
you get all your stuff done and just spend the next day, you know, going without sleep, very tired and terrible.
I'll crack open my mini fridge and break out some fucking fireball.
Some lightning bolt.
Yes, some haste.
Yeah.
Fireball.
You look at the back of your fridge, you see the phantasmal killer back there, and you say, not yet. There's a wish at the very back.
Yeah, that's one you save for an emergency. That's a fucking over the hedge moment right there.
Ben Folds placed in the background.
Yep.
So, with that, I think that's going to bring us to Oleg, and Oleg, you'll be the last one, unless there are other people who have any final thoughts before going to sleep for the night and waking up the next morning. Okay, Oleg.
I think I'm going to side mission with Spike at a time that is not now, and say that we did that mission during during these hours.
So here's the thing. Are you going home at all before you go and do that?
Before,
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what Oleg would do. So we're leaving the Dark Citadel, right?
Yes, and presumably you drop people off at their respective locations where they need to go.
Yeah.
Do you stop by yours and Spike's home to do anything, or?
Probably not, honestly. I'm trying to think if Oleg would actually do it because I have no third level spells. And the idea of not being able to fireball somebody's ass for no reason really kind of agitates Oleg. So maybe I'll do like preliminary. We'll just do like preliminary observations and not get too deep this particular night. How late is it? You said it was like 10ish.
Yeah,
o'clock?
you leave at like 10ish, 10:30.
Ah, man. Oleg doesn't like. He likes to be able to tinker before he goes to bed. So actually, he'll probably go off to his house and tinker instead of doing that side mission. He'll do that side mission another time, so that he can fireball at free will.
Yeah, because the last time you were down in Old Sharn, the DAS were doing an excavation down there, and there are all sorts of people and criminals and monsters that live down there.
Yeah, I'm fine with not doing it this time.
Okay, that's fine.
Then I'll just go home and tinker probably.
You go home, you start tinkering, you go to bed, everything's all hunky-dory. Spike goes home to his one bedroom, well, not even one bedroom, one room, one chair apartment.
Actually, I will. Is there any late store shopping we can do for Spike's home to see? No, probably not.
No.
But
Not
I will
at
promise Spike.
11
I promise
o'clock.
Spike that
Wait,
we
you're
will go
telling me you've
shopping.
never been to the Midnight Sharn IKEA?
Yeah.
Sharn Key.
It was worth a try. But yeah,
Sharn Key-
I will. I don't actually have anything other than that. About 10 o'clock at night that Oleg would really want to do. He probably hasn't had great sleep the last couple of weeks. So.
Well, let's keep that going.
Oh, great! Love that.
And at some odd dark hour in the middle of the night, in a dreamlike state, you hear a familiar voice say, "Master Kundrak, I have returned." And you vaguely shake awake and look to see the silhouette of a mind flayer standing in your room.
My hand is already like near the bedside where I keep my shotgun, and then kind of like retreats back, stretches a little bit because he doesn't really want to get killed. And say, do I need armor or anything?
Nope, you can stay there for now. Takes a step closer and says, "The Overmind has accepted your proposition. We will attempt to live alongside the citizens of Sharn, provided that you fulfill your end of the bargain and destroy the ward down in Old Sharn that is keeping us from settling here. We will take the area of Old Sharn as ours. It will be our own district of the city, but we will do our best to live peacefully alongside you."
Even though this deal wasn't the exact situation I was hoping for, I think this was slightly warped from the exact thing I was mentioning. But and you choosing a plot of land, so that's good.
One where
Okay.
no citizens are currently dwelling.
Are no citizens currently dwelling in Old Sharn?
Yeah, except for, criminals and runaway people.
Oh, I don't care about those people. All right, cool. Well,
Neither
like,
does the U.S. government.
That's true. Okay, so the only thing I need to do is make sure that I destroy a ward that would protect all of all of Sharn.
The Overmind connects their domain through magical tunnels. This ward will allow us to just build a tunnel beneath the city and establish a residence here.
Hmm. Okay. Well, yep. You accept my proposition, but this could also mean that you are. This is a great step. I love this. I I really enjoy this situation. I'm happy that you have come to some reason. However, I am worried about the possible you using me situation of just tunneling in and then immediately taking over, even though we made this agreement, since there's no folder check imbalances. Um, what is there? Is there any guarantee that this would not happen?
Yes,
What is this guarantee?
my guarantee. What is it you all say I promise?
See, I do see that. Do I know enough about them to know if a promise is like a real or like a swear on their own name kind of thing is like a real promise? Because I've researched them a good bit. Do I know anything about that?
You know that they're manipulative.
Okay. Yeah, I figured. I'll say, look, I did research on y'all, and it was inconclusive. There's, as you can imagine, not many people want to believe that you would be the ones who are the victims, and I also think that in any war there are two sides which are equally evil. Um, and I think that what is a greater promise? Like, how can I make sure that you don't just have a war and then say that it was them who started it? Because it's possible that they did, and then you just take over the city anyway. You saying you promises? I mean, you can just kill me, and your promise would be, I don't know.
I don't know what much of a guarantee you need besides we letting you use our magic and our great advancements as a species. And, like you say, could just kill you or enslave you right now, but we aren't. We are trusting you with this task. And if that's not as much of a guarantee, I don't know what more you need.
Okay. Well, I will discuss with a leader of some sort and act as a diplomat. And maybe we can find a way to have you live in Old Sharn without being without people and yourselves being threats to each other.
You will speak to your leader about this?
Yes. I don't really want to just destroy a ward and then I feel as though if you just move in subtly, this will eventually leak out and be a problem, no? If I just go destroy the ward, then they're gonna just believe that it is some act of terrorism and then come and hunt you anyway.
From our
We-
research, the ward is not too big. Mostly constructed of 3 magical devices. And in such a place as the old city, should not cause too much of a disruption.
Yes, but wouldn't. What is your hesitation with diplomacy? Other than that, war has been constant with y'all and other races.
I think it's almost guaranteed that they will not see our genius and power as you do.
I see it as both a blessing and a curse. Is that what you mean? The ability to kill and the ability to have peace. Other races have believed the same.
You using our abilities to kill is not on us.
You gain benefit, do you not?
Of you stealing some of our magic and power?
In the end, yes.
No. We gain no benefit from a mortal like yourself. Besides, as a diplomat, as you say, in the waking, walking world.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You want me to destroy Ward. You live in Old Sharn. You promise not to take over anything. And you don't want to make sure that you want to make sure that nobody else knows that this happened.
Presumably, even if your leader agrees, there will be unrest with your people, and they cannot be trusted with our living there. If we can be established quietly, we can at least defend ourselves.
Well, interesting. Okay.
And the Mind Flayer Otoza, he steps forward a little bit more. The Overmind has been waiting to see the magic of Sharn for himself for a very long time. You have until the end of the week to destroy these magical devices.
What happens if it doesn't happen by the end of the week?
Kind of cocking its head, says, "Do you really wish to know the answer to that?
Yes.
We will strip you of your Darakir magic, erase your memory of things that have happened since you have been under our influence, and you will go about the life of a normal citizen."
Interesting.
Why?
Okay. Well, this leaves me quite puzzled. I don't like this situation. I don't feel like I should have to find a way to make sure that you don't kill people. And I don't like the idea of making sure that my people don't kill you. I'll have to think on this. I have a week. This is good.
Yes, and we have found potentially other powerful people who might be able to benefit from us being here. So, that encourages you any?
It doesn't. I don't know what these other people might do. Are you telling me you have a replacement for me? Or are you telling me
Possibly.
that they're... Oh. Good.
You even recommended her.
Wait a minute. You have Ithronel possibly?
We've had our eye, yes. If
Oh.
you are curious and intimidated by such a being, then maybe she should be our diplomat.
Interesting.
Yes,
This
quite.
is a thought process.
Yes, sleep well. And Otoza will leave you in your dark bedroom and return back to his own plane.
This is great.
Yep, and that's where we'll stop for tonight. Sorry, Travis.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh.
One step forward, 2 steps
Six
back.
steps back.
I don't even know if there's like one step forward. Like, yeah, technically they agreed, but like, there's things that will agree just to kill me. Not even kill me. Like, technically they'll just probably thrall me instead.
Well, that's how much you. It depends on how much you trust them.
I mean,
Which is to say,
Which is, I don't know.
Oleg trusted them a lot when they first started. Oleg is now very much like, oh shit.
He's starting to see the cracks in there.
That was a
Like-
good journey for you. That was a good journey for you.
Yeah.
And like maybe maybe the mind flayer who works for the Overmind
Means
does
well.
not perhaps
Yeah, it doesn't have our best interest
yeah,
in mind.
purely altruistic intent.
But you know, you're supposed to go do this little side job down in Old Sharn anyway. Might as well while you're down there.
We love
Okay.
it. We love this.
So
here.
in game time, it's gonna have to really.
Man,
have to
Travis
find
is
a
always
way.
getting put in the hot seat.
How do I
That he
create a?
is.
I need to find a way to reverse engineer that word so that it only affects. Man, I can't do it because then they'll know about it. Okay, this is gonna go well.
Have before this is gonna be like a weird plug, but have you guys seen the shop Modern Arcana?
No.
So they make T-shirts with like weird like modern art designs, but they're all the 5th edition spells. They've gotten up to the 4th level spells, but they just have designs that are like counter
I love
spell.
that.
Yeah, no, they're so cool. Look it up. This is not sponsored, but they're very cool because they also do
Hey,
posters.
sponsor us.
Modern
I
Arcana
wish.
shop. Oh, I did see their stuff pop up somewhere on social media. Yeah, those shirts
Yeah.
are very cool. All that stuff
I'm
is very
probably when I get paid, I'm probably gonna pick up a couple of the shirts and/or posters because I want a counterspell
cool.
shirt.
All of those are so good. The polymorph. I saw the polymorph one. Yeah, the polymorph one's rad.
I think
Dude,
that
I like thaumaturgy.
I really like
I-
Vicious Mark.
Sleep is cool too.
I looked at a couple and I was like, counterspell, add to cart. I
Goodberry?
I found.
Like,
I another one that I really liked was Bane. The Bane design was cool.
Find familiar.
okay, but hear me out. The Phantasmal Killer one's really fucking cool.
All the designs are very very.
those are
cool,
all
but
very
anyway,
cool.
not
Anyway,
sponsored, but
please
if you want to
sponsor us. We'd love that.
Conjure Woodland Being is pretty funny, actually. I, like
I
that a
will.
lot.
I will wear your shirt to every one of our streams if you sponsor
Yeah.
us.
Yo, I should get a banishment shirt.
True.
I should get a banishment shirt. I'd like to cast banishment now.
For the next campaign, you can all get Hunter's Mark shirts because you're all playing Rangers,
I'm not.
right? Oops, all
No.
Rangers.
Oops,
It's all Rangers.
It's
That's
just
why
like
I'm
that
going to get the
time.
counterspell.
I truly, we talked about this. Truly, the best class would probably be Oops All Clerics or
Oh,
Oops
Yes,
All-
definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sustain for
Oops, all
days, my
wizards.
dude. Attrition warfare, my guy.
or like Oops
Or-
All Paladins would not be terrible
Oh,
either,
sure.
honestly.
Oops, all
What?
tanks.
Here's the thing. We went in being like, okay, Icewind Dale, this like frosty wilderness, you know, having a nature like a naturalist or a fucking like a ranger type would be great. Didn't save us.
No,
Nope.
it did not. We got our asses whooped.
We had,
did.
We
A
had,
naturalist and a monster hunter got their asses whooped.
I'm just saying, 2 people could have done a lot of damage. I was there. 2 people could have done a lot. My character was not made for damage.
I could have done a lot of damage if I got to shoot more than once.
Yep.
I didn't have my new character dice yet. Maybe the new
That was
character
it.
dice.
That was
Yeah,
exactly
no,
what
yeah,
it
that's
was.
totally it.
He
Characters-
tested them at the store.
I did. I
Oh.
tested 2. I tested 2 d20s of the exact same color, and this one rolled better. So
There you go.
I bought it.
That's it.
Oh,
I tested mine out when I got home, Carson, and mine were it was like a 20, a 19, a 17, and a 15.
Oh
I was
my
like, "Oh."
god. Great.
Okay, back on these shirts thing though. You know what I really want them to do? I can't wait for them to do a Storm Sphere shirt.
They apparently they've been releasing like each tier upwards.
Well, Storm
I
Sphere.
kind of want to get a shirt that just says. I just want to get a power word kill shirt.
Oh
that'd be
my
funny.
God.
I got
Meteor
a
Storm
Mold Earth
shirt.
Mold Earth, yeah.
Or also more appropriately for me, Steel Wind Strike shirt.
True.
So,
All right.
3 hours, not too bad, not too bad. Did not reach the 10/16 viewers, so I didn't get to use the word of the day. But that's okay.
That's all right.
Next
we'll do better.
I'm probably gonna do a video game or something stream later this week to make up for no Let's Make or anything else later this week.
Baldur's Gate had an update. Logan, we should play that some.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah, no, they had an update that finally made it where you can like cast guidance before like a
that's
roll
right.
if you wanted to, and
yeah.
they updated their UI and some stuff. It'd be
Okay.
fun to do a
Maybe
little
some
bit of
Baldur's
that.
Gate or something. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
hit
you
some
should
people up, you know.
Jumping does provoke attacks of opportunity now, just so you know.
Oh, nice.
Hit some people up that you know that have that game.
Or alternatively, you could also try to look into Wildermyth, which looks like a really good D&D-ish game.
Also, I don't know if you've heard of it.
All right,
No.
well, that's enough for today. Thank you, everyone,
I
for
knew that
for being here. Thank you for the new follow, The Rat Race. French. Thank you to my
Yeah.
lovely players.
Sorry, Austin.
No, thank
immediately
you.
dunked on you.
We are in the home session 29. I don't think we'll finish up in session 30, but that'd be very poetic. But within the next couple sessions, we'll be finishing up and then starting the next campaign. I'm very much looking forward to it. 60. Yep, we'll just go another 39 sessions.
Please no.
That's so. We'll double the campaign. You won't catch Ithronel for another year and a half.
I would cry.
Oleg would actually. I mean, Oleg might need 39 chapters to figure out how to actually.
Well, you've got a week,
Yeah.
so good
I'd
luck.
be on my 8th character by then.
Yeah. Wendelin and Killian will get married, have some half owl, half human babies. It'll be a whole thing.
I don't think that's how that. Okay.
That'd be terrifying.
It's Eberron. They can do whatever they want. So yes, hopefully, I'll see a bunch of you in the stream later this week for some video games or sitting and chatting, whatever else. I also need to publish like 30 VODs, so might just stream me doing that.
Hey, you should hire an editor.
Hire with what money?
I don't know.
Exactly. Subscribe to my Patreon to give me money to hire an editor.
If you give me love and kisses, I'll edit it for you.
Hey, expose them.
Do not remotely ask for that, Todd. That is mine and mine only. Thank you.
No, let's
Like
make
I
it,
said, guys,
let's make it a Patreon tier reward. If you get the top tier, you get to edit Logan's VOD.
Pay me to edit
Yeah.
my content.
Hey, listen.
Stupid.
If you subscribe to Logan's Patreon for at least $10, you can give a cure for Travis's horrible horniness.
I have a cure.
It's Logan kisses.
It's just, I just need.
All right,
Just-
so we'll see everyone next week at the same Sharn time, same Sharn place.
Sharn.
There it is. Thank you. Let's end this already. Jesus.